That's fantastic.
I was wrong.
Huh? Happy Saturday, everybody. It's Dave McKenzie along with my partner Scott Hudson on a Friday or Saturday. And I knew I was going to do it. I planted that in my head, and it's Saturday evening. It's not Friday evening. We got canceled last night.
That's right. Actually, it's even a little bit earlier than what a normal Saturday night game would start. But guess what? We showed up, and so did Pinckneyville and Carterville, and it should be a dandy.
And that is exactly what we're looking for tonight, as we have a game that is for sole possession of first place in the Mississippi division of the River to River Conference. Both teams come in tonight with a perfect 4-0 conference record. But when you look at their regular season record, Scott, that's where you see a difference. But I'm comfortable with where both teams are coming into this game.
Well, Pinckneyville at 14-1, they're only lost to Oakville, a 1A school. But don't raise your eyebrows at that, because Oakville is ranked third in state in 1A. They are a very good team. Oakville has already beaten Nashville as well, another Mississippi conference opponent. Pinckneyville, they may not have played the toughest schedule of the two teams here tonight. Of course, we've talked over and over about the Pyramid Plus tournament, the competition that was there. Carterville has played better of late. Of course, the last time they played was a little over a week ago, a week and a day ago, to be exact, at Sparta. But Pinckneyville, I guess the best thing you could say about this team, this is a typical Pinckneyville Panthers team. They play hard. They hustle. If you don't hustle, Coach Wagner will have your bottom sitting on the bench. They don't have a lot of size, but every one of their players can handle the ball. They can all shoot, and probably their best asset is they play the best man-to-man defense of any team, I think, in Southern Illinois.
And that's what their goal is, to man you up, make you push the ball up the floor, beat the press, and wear you out. To me, that's what Bob Wagner's goal is with that pressure defense.
Carterville will not get a lot of uncontested shots tonight. Carterville will have to work for everything they get, whether it's on the outside or the inside. And speaking of the inside, that's where Carterville has a decided advantage with Heil and Ford, the two 6'6" big men. I don't know that Pinckneyville's played a team this year that has two big men like Heil and Ford, and that's where Carterville's got to take advantage of things. Pound the ball on the inside, maybe get some of those Pinckneyville players in foul trouble, and make Pinckneyville have to go to their bench a little earlier than they would like.
This Pinckneyville team, they come in averaging 60 points per game, and they only allow 41 points a game. As your Lions, they're averaging about 51, and they give up about 45. So to me, the magic number is 50 this evening. I think that is, if Carterville can get to 50 points in this game, they've got a darn good shot of winning and knocking off this Pinckneyville Panthers squad here tonight. A great crowd. Pinckneyville always travels well. They have a great crowd here to our left. Carterville, a nice crowd at home, and we'll see more, I'm sure, start rolling in this evening, as this is probably the top high school basketball game in our region tonight, for good cause, as it is for first place and taking control of that conference lead in the River to River Mississippi division. We're going to go on and take a break. Moments ago, I had a chance to talk to head coach Shane Hawkins about tonight's game and these Pinckneyville Panthers and his Carterville Lions. You're listening to the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center pregame show. Bank of Carbondale, they offer a variety of business and personal banking services, including checking accounts, online banking, and mobile banking. For more information, you can stop by the Carterville Banking Center or visit their website at tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. It's Carterville Lion basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 90 here, 90, and then go on into coach.
Banking at its best. If you're looking for local personal service, visit them today at any of their 15 locations. Patricia. She's staring down a highway filled with construction.
You cut me off. You son of a wonderful woman.
But she picked up a one-of-a-kind Coke for just a dollar at McDonald's drive-thru. Now she has a yay in her stop and go.
I love that one.
Don't miss dollar oversized Coke at McDonald's. Pair it with some golden McDonald's fries and turn the everyday commute into everyday yay. Participation everywhere.
Hello, Carterville sports fans. We're calling all back your preferred region. We're just like the Lions. We work hard for you. But real estate companies that use gimmies and giveaways just to get your business. There are companies who talk about how cheap they work. Your home is your biggest investment. When it's time to buy or sell, insist on the best. There is a reason we are preferred. Want to find out why? Call 985-4242.
It's a Saturday afternoon basketball game for the Carterville Lions. We're at Carterville High School, and this game is for first place in the River to River Conference Mississippi side. Head coach Shane Hawkins joins me, Coach. Big game for today at looking at the midway point of the conference schedule.
Yeah, this gives, the men on the way back, start the second half. It's not a make or break game. There's a lot of guys that don't get on basketball. There's so many games yet to be played. So it's not necessarily make or break, but it's important for sure.
You've had the luxury with the schedule the last couple of weeks, having a lot of rest days, only a game a week the last 2 weeks, but now really get into the meat of the schedule. It's a busy schedule. Start the Midnight Classic next week. What's your thoughts on your team getting into this rhythm now?
Yeah, it's important. I'm much of fun in this game. I've recognized over the last 7 years of playing and coaching with this Lions. This is an important week in the team running a tournament period. Teams who have a little bit of success tend to come and play. To have a little bit of success here. Make it a little bit better than those 4 games and 7 games we had, 5 games and 7 games.
Bring it back to us, Robert, when it's done. Carterville head coach Shane Hawkins joining us on the pregame show. Scott, that's a coach that I think he's confident in his ball club.
Yeah, he sounds like he's very confident. He likes the way that his team has played, especially since after the Pyramid Plus tournament. They've only got 2 losses since the Pyramid Plus tournament. He knows this Pinckneyville program, obviously. He played there. He was a star there, starred in college. So he knows what to expect from a Pinckneyville coach basketball team. And I think one of the keys for the Lions tonight is how well the Carterville Lions guards play. They are going to be pressured the entire 4 quarters of this game. Every pass is going to be contested. Every shot they take is going to be contested. The guards for Carterville have to do a good job of taking care of the ball and finding Heil and or Ford open when they do get open in the paint.
And Brendan Beasley and Blake Jackson and Justin Johnson, they have all seen this Pinckneyville team. They've got experience against it, and like you said, I agree. And in talking off the air with Coach, that is something he says that Carterville should be able to control and handle. The key to it, and especially when Pinckneyville gets in that full court press, is don't get in a hurry. Don't rush. Make the defense come to you and be patient. Don't, because what typically happens, and the purpose of that full court press is to make you get rid of the ball quick, make mistakes, throw it away before, or throw it a pass before you need to. And if you can control yourself on that, you're going to be successful against that press.
Take advantage of what they give you. Look for the openings in the press, and that way you can get those maybe 3-on-2, 2-on-1 breaks that can lead to easy baskets. Both of these teams play similar styles. They're very patient on offense. They're not going to be a hurry-up offense, although I will say Pinckneyville is very, very good in the transition game. If and when Carterville misses shots, they've got to get back, because Pinckneyville very quick getting back down the floor.
I came to practice earlier in the week, went to video room with them as they were breaking down, spent about 15 minutes just watching. Pinckneyville was very patient in the offensive set, and they will run and pass until they get that backdoor cut. But the other thing about it is, and one of the things that they're underrated about, they are very good outside shooters. They can hit that outside shot if you leave it open. So defend, like Coach said in the interview, if you let up on your man 1 minute, they're going to cut behind you, get the little easy layup, and they got 2 buckets on the board, or 2 points on the board. We're going to go on and take our final break of our pregame show here, brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. When we return, we'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off as the Pinckneyville Panthers are in Carterville to take on the Carterville Lions for sole possession of first place in the River to River Conference. You're listening to Lions Basketball on News Radio WJPF. Just go on and keep it. Hopefully they're going to do the anthem first. But no, they're going to do starting lineup. Let's do 60 seconds and then bring it back here. No, go ahead. Keep it. They're going to do the anthem. Thank you.
First Southern thing, a Southern
Bring it back after this, please.
insist on the best. There is a reason we are preferred. Want to find out why? Call 95-4242.
Back at Carterville High School, Dave McKenzie on a Saturday evening matinee basketball game in Southern Illinois. The Pinckneyville Panthers 4-0 in the River to River Conference roll into Carterville. They are 14-1 overall. Scott, a good team, and the Class 2A rankings came out, and the Carterville Lions' next two games are against state-ranked teams. Pinckneyville comes into tonight's game ranked number 10 in Class 2A.
Yeah, and then Monday night to start the midwinter for Carterville, they get the number 6 ranked team in 2A, the El Dorado Eagles, who have only lost one game this year. I think they're something like 17, 18-1 after their win over Edwards County last night. So it doesn't get any easier for Carterville after tonight. But this is a big game. It's a conference game. Whoever wins tonight has bragging rights for right now in conference and really can control their own destiny as far as the conference goes.
And when you go on and look at other rankings around Southern Illinois, Centralia, Class 3A is number 10 this week. And as we talked about the Oakville squad, they are number 3 in Class 1A. So Southern Illinois well represented in the state AP poll that came out this week. And so we're very, very pleased. And let me tell you what, these next two games for the Lions, this could dictate how the rest of the season goes for the Lions. You come away with wins against Pinckneyville, and you don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but come away with the win against El Dorado, you're looking in pretty good shape for the rest of the season. Those are huge wins.
I agree, and again, I always seem to go back to this, but you look at what happened in the Pyramid Plus tournament. After that tournament was over, Carterville went on a little bit of a run, and a big reason for that was because of the competition they played in the Pyramid Plus tournament. I guarantee you that Carterville has played better competition than El Dorado. That doesn't necessarily mean Carterville's going to go over and beat El Dorado, but that has to be a factor. I think Carterville, over the long haul to this point in the season, have played better competition than Pinckneyville. That's not to take anything away from Pinckneyville, because this is a very good team. But Carterville has played much better, I will say more consistent, since the Nashville win.
Carterville has won 10 of their last 13 games. When you look at it that way, after the Pyramid Plus, exactly what you're talking about, those first two games where they were beat by a Heron squad 49-43, that's a game they should have won. And the Collinsville loss, 57-51, the 6-point losses in both those games, they could have gone either way. The Pinckneyville Panthers starting lineup is being introduced right now. They are going to start 5'10" junior guard J.C. Moll. He's quite the ball player, kind of sets the pace and the tone for this Pinckneyville Panthers squad. Also at the other guard, 6'1" freshman Dawson Yates wears number 15, 6'2" junior. Kyle Luke starts at one forward position, 6'3" senior, number 24, Tyler Rulovish at the other forward. And then you have Grant Jostle, number 30. The 6'1" junior is at the center. That is the starting lineup. It is Moll, Yates, Luke, Rulovish, and Jostle for the Pinckneyville Panthers.
Jostle was MVP of the Duster Thomas Hoops Classic that Carterville was in a few weeks ago. This is just they're not an imposing group to look at, but they play so hard and they play so well together. Again, Carterville's going to have to play just as good, if not a better team game than Pinckneyville tonight to win this.
The starting lineup for your Carterville Lions, leading it off, it's the big guy in the middle, Taylor Heil. His last game at Sparta, 13 points, 13 rebounds. He's come along. And tonight, Carterville is going to have the other big man, 6'7" junior forward, Luke Ford, who was actually missing at the Sparta game as he was taking place in the U.S. Army All-American Combine in San Antonio, Texas. So he's back tonight. At one guard, you have 5'10" senior guard Blake Jackson, number 3. The one forward is Justin Johnson, 6'2" junior, wearing number 5. And then the man that runs the offense for the Lions, Brendan Beasley, number 30, the 5'9" senior guard. So it's Jackson, Johnson, Beasley, Heil, and Ford are the starting lineup for your Carterville Lions.
And another thing we talked about off the air, Carterville's got to make those what we call bunnies. They've missed several of those in games recently, have not cost them any of those games, but in a game like this where possessions you got to treat each possession like gold because Pinckneyville will run a lot of time off the clock every time they have the ball, and they're not going to turn the ball over a lot, so there's not going to be extra opportunities to score in this game. So Carterville's got to treat every possession like it's the last one of the game.
Both teams are heading to the center jump circle with the Carterville logo in the middle. The officials are making sure the scorer's table is ready to go. The lights dim around the perimeter. The lights are bright over the court. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Carterville Lions basketball this evening on News Radio WJPF and our live stream at YouTube. You can just Google the Pinckneyville Panthers at Carterville Lions and watch and listen to the game online. Carterville controls the tip, and Brennan Beasley brings it across the mid-court line, loses a handle on it, picks it back up, and gets it to Justin Johnson. Johnson wants to get it into Heil. He's working hard. Let's make a correction on the starting lineup as Luke Ford is not in the starting lineup this evening. It is Dylan Moore, number 20, that gets the start for the Carterville Lions.
And on Carterville's first possession, the ball pressure affects the Lions, and they turn it over.
Pinckneyville has it in the front court. That is Rulovich, number 24. He gives it up to Jostle. Back over to the right side. They work it around. Down low on the right block, guarded by Taylor Heil. They kick it back out on the right wing. Pinckneyville, as we said, is a very patient team. J.C. Mole is the one that kind of sets the tempo for these Panthers and runs the point as it's Rulovich takes it into the lane. No 3-second call. It should be. He's been parked there as Panthers miss a layup, and Taylor Heil gets his first rebound of the game. Beasley quickly into the front court. Leaves it for Heil at the left elbow. Takes it to the rack. Puts the shot up. No good. And the rebound comes off to Grant Jostle. Pinckneyville into the front court, 6:50 remaining in the opening quarter. Mole has it, left wing guarded by Beasley to Rulovich. Now to the right side for the Panthers. Kick out pass left baseline, that is Yates, no good. Rebound by Blake Jackson. Quickly across the midcourt line to Beasley. Takes it to the left block and tries to leave it for Justin Johnson. It goes out of bounds. Turnover on the Carterville Lions, that's their second.
Well, Beasley got too close to Johnson or vice versa and really just tried to give him the ball when Beasley was just as close to the basket as Johnson was.
J.C. Mole, the point guard for the Panthers, steps across midcourt. His pass is contested to Jostle, but he picks it up, top of the circle. Almost walked, guarded by Heil. No call from the officials as Mole has it, guarded by Beasley. To the right side, the Panthers work it. 6 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. The pass, kick out pass to Yates. He fires from three, no good. Dylan Moore gets the rebound, and the Lions are on the run. Beasley backs it up, slows it down as he comes across the mid-stripe line, and they bring it to the right side to Blake Jackson. Jackson takes it to the right post. Nice move, the spin, and gets the bank shot for the Lions. That's the first point of the game. Lions lead it 2-0.
Nice play by Jackson. His hot play continues.
He has been on fire about the last three. Well, actually, he's been in the game since the Dester Thomas, as he was voted all-tournament team, as Mole is able to hit for the Panthers for two. We're tied at 2. Beasley has it. He's guarded by J.C. Mole. 5:20 remaining in the opening quarter. Left-hand dribble for Beasley. Wants to take it down the lane. He does. He gets fouled and is going to go to the line and shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, Beasley just kind of hesitated a little bit at the top of the key and then went down the middle of the lane, drew the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
The foul is on Tyler Rulovich. That's his first foul, the first team foul. And Brendan Beasley is going to be at the line shooting 2 for the Lions. First one is up and no good. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships, Ike Honda and Volkswagen of Marion. They are proud supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Beasley's second free throw for the Lions. No good. Got to hit those.
Got to make them.
Pinckneyville controls into the front court. They take it. 5:10 remaining in the opening quarter. They work it around the perimeter, the outside for the Panthers, as Rulovich fakes the shot. Now they give it to Luke. He drives, a shot no good. Carterville gets the rebound. Here comes Beasley once again. Drives to the right side, and he kicks it out to Dylan Moore. He fires from 3 off the iron, no good, and he's fouled and is going to go to the line and shoot 3 free throws for your Carterville Lions.
Yeah, just a bad play by Luke for Pinckneyville. Just ran into Moore as he let go of the 3. Carterville has not shot the ball well here early in the game. Of course, out of the 4 possessions, 2 have ended in turnovers, but Pinckneyville's only hit 1 of their first 5 shots. So both teams a little ice cold tonight.
The foul as Moore hits his first free throw for the Lions is on Kyle Luke, the 6'2 junior. Is the one that got into Dylan Moore. Moore is at the line shooting 3 free throws for the Lions. Second one is good by Moore. It's a 4-2 lead now. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, downtown Carterville for over 30 years. A certified York dealer, and they service all brands. Call 985-2502 or visit online, charliesairconditioningandheating.com. Moore's third free throw off the iron. It is good. 3 in a row for Dylan Moore. He's the leading scorer for the Lions right now with those 3.
Hey, he's our leading Joe's Lawn Care Star of the Game candidate.
There you go, 5-2. Let's say hello to Joe, who's out spreading salt on some side streets tonight. As the shot, or excuse me, it's Tyler Rulovich. He travels down in the paint. His shot was good, but he traveled before the shot.
Well, and Heil was the person responsible for his traveling. Heil got in there. Rulovich had to walk, and that's the first turnover for the Panthers.
Carterville has a 5-2 lead, 4:30 remaining in the opening quarter. A low-scoring affair to start. Again, this game is for sole possession of first place, as both the Panthers and the Lions are 4-0 in the Southern Illinois River-to-River Conference so far this season. At the end of this game tonight, the conference season will be halfway done, halfway through, and we'll start back over again.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Carterville trying to go low to Heil. Pinckneyville doing a very good job of denying the pass on the inside.
Carterville basketball. Beasley triggers to Dylan Moore. He's picked up defensively by Brady Lewis. Moore with the right-hand dribble to the right side, looks for some help, wants to get it to Heil, but nobody's open. Finally, Johnson comes and rescues him, and they send it back out top. Brendan Beasley, he's guarded by J.C. Mole of the Panthers. To Johnson, wearing number 5, down the left side. Kick out past Blake Jackson, fires from 3 for the Lions. Oh, way long. Doesn't hit anything, and the ball goes off of Mole. It's going to belong to the Lions.
Well, Jackson's got to take that shot when he's open. He's had the hot hand for the last 3 or 4 games. If he's open, you got to take the shot.
What a great crowd we have here this evening. Panthers always travel well. Carterville, nice crowd at home as well. We appreciate everybody coming out and watching Lions basketball. Carterville has it. Beasley between the circles. Back and forth with the left-right dribble for the Lions. 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. J.C. Mole doing a nice job defensively on Beasley. Pinckneyville in that man-to-man defense. Beasley fires from 3 off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound goes off long to, that is Hunter Clark for the Panthers. Panthers into the front court. As that is a shot from Rulovich is blocked by Heil. Nice job by Taylor Heil.
Taylor Heil waited to time his jump perfectly and didn't get the foul.
And went straight up. Didn't get him with the body. 5-2. Carterville has the lead here in the opening quarter. Pinckneyville basketball. They kick it way out front. It's tipped away by Blake Jackson. Who's going to get it? The foot races to Jackson. Nice job. A turnover on the Panthers. That's the second turnover here in the first quarter. As Carterville has it. They work it into Heil. Little 8-foot shot. No good. He misses that, but Johnson gets the rebound, puts it back. No good. Panthers get the rebound, and they're going to go the other way. 2 bunny shots within 8 feet that they missed again. Pinckneyville, they have it in the front court. The ball's tipped away. I can tell you, Scott, in practice this week, I'll tell you what, Bob Wagner's an upset man, and that has every right to be, as that ball went off the Lions, and the other official comes in and says, hey, that belongs to Pinckneyville. They get it right.
Carterville, has not taken advantage of the poor shooting by Pinckneyville. Carterville could easily be up by 7-8 points right now, but Lions have come out cold as well.
Yes, they have. Pinckneyville has the ball. We have 2:45 remaining in the first quarter. As the shot by Howard is blocked from Taylor Heil, and they're going to call, went out of bounds, and that ball's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
Taylor Heil is having his way on the inside on the defensive end.
Gotta say, if they hit those, the free throws and those one of those 2 3-pointers that they've shot, Carterville has a 7-point lead. They're in the front court. Blake Jackson toward the left baseline. He's guarded by Howard, and he drives the lane. They're going to call Blake Jackson for the charge as he runs over the top of Alex Howard That is Jackson's first foul, first team foul on the Lions.
Yeah, that's trying to do too much. That's not letting the game come to you. You're trying to force something. You get down the baseline. There's two Panthers there waiting for you. Really, Jackson had no place to go. That's Carterville's third turnover.
Blank guard Justin Johnson checks out for the Carterville Lions. Checking in now for the first time, the 6'7" forward, Luke Ford, for the Carterville Lions. Panthers have the basketball. 2:20 left here in the opening quarter. 5-2 lead for the Lions. Into the front court, the boys in blue from Pinckneyville, wearing the blue uniforms, road uniforms with the dark lettering. The ball is, it's a turnover on the Panthers. That's their third in this first quarter. Carterville basketball.
Carterville needs to take advantage of these turnovers, turn them into points.
Brendan Beasley getting to work out early in this game as the Panthers come out full court pressure. The ball is tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of Beasley as he had to dive to try to gain control of it. Hits him. It's going to belong to the Panthers.
Well, up until that point, Pinckneyville had done a man-to-man only full court press. That time they did a trap. Beasley didn't see it coming from behind, and that resulted in the turnover.
5-2, 2 minutes left. Pinckneyville gets the ball in to the front courts as they work it toward the left side. That is Alex Howard with the basketball, brings it back to the right side. Two down low, give and go is tipped away by Dylan Moore. Moore has it. He's on the run. He loses the handle on it. The ball is on the floor, and the Panthers control. Fourth turnover on the Lions here in the first quarter. Quickly into the front court. That is Clark. He shoots and gets the bank shot to go. That's his first point. It's 5-4 Carterville.
This almost looks like each team's first game of the season instead of the midway point.
Yeah, it is. Carterville has it with a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Moore toward the left side, and we have a double dribble, another turnover. 5 turnovers on the Carterville Lions in the first quarter. Justin Johnson is going to come in and replace Dylan Moore right now.
Well, that perimeter pressure is just really giving Carterville fits because Carterville's having trouble finding the guys on the inside like Heil, and now Ford's in the game. Let's see if they can get him involved in the offense.
As the Panthers have it in the front court, Alex Howard, top of the key, looks for some help. Bob's top, up and down, and now they work it toward the right side, do the Panthers. 1:11 remaining in the first quarter. Kick out pass to the far side, left wing, bring it back to the top. That is Dawson Yates. Over toward the right side for the Panthers. Mole back to Jostle. Now they bring it to Howard over toward the left side. Yates drives, puts the shot up, banks it. Ball's tipped out. And if Heil it's tipped out and controlled by the Panthers. Mole fires from 2, no good. And we have a foul on the floor, and I believe that's going to be on Justin Johnson.
Yeah, Pinckneyville with 3 opportunities to score on that possession. Carterville just cannot get to the loose ball. Pinckneyville ice cold from the field. Of course, Carterville only has 1 field goal. Pinckneyville with 2.
We're under a minute left in the opening quarter as Jostle fires from 3, no good. Rebound, Justin Johnson. Carterville, will they hold for the final shot of the quarter? Coach Shane Hawkins raises the right hand, puts up the fist. And again, that man-to-man defense, man, they're fast and they put the pressure on you. Beasley, he goes to the rack and he's fouled by Mole. That is going to be the first foul on J.C. Mole. Brendan Beasley, I thought he was in the act of shooting, but I think they're going to say it's a possession.
Now Carterville's going to have to inbound under the basket.
Dylan Valerius checks in for Luke Ford, who just came in for about 35 seconds here in the opening quarter. Carterville basketball. Beasley looks to get it in, gets it in, throws it to Heil. Heil back to Beasley, fires from 3 off the iron, no good. Rebound comes off to the Panthers. That's Jostle on the run. He leaves it for Clark. Clark looks for some help. They work it around to Mole, top of the key. 10 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. It's a 5-4 Carterville Lion lead as it is Clark to Mole, fires from 3, no good. Rebound by Valerius for the Lions, and that's how we end the first quarter. Can you say low scoring? It is 5-4 at the end of 1. The Carterville Lions over the Pinckneyville Panthers. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 60, please, 60. Back at Carterville, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson, where at the end of one, the Carterville Lions lead the Pinckneyville Panthers 5-4. That was an offensive dud for both teams.
Well, it's almost like watching a soccer game as far as scoring. Carterville 14% from the field, Pinckneyville 16% from the field. Only 3 field goals total in that first quarter.
5-4 as we start play here in the second quarter. As the shot from Jostle is good for the Panthers. They take the lead early in the second. Pressure in the backcourt. Carterville turns it over once again. That is the sixth turnover on the Lions as the shot is up and good by, I believe that was Rulovich. It gets the bucket there. It's 8-5 Panthers as Heil was fouled at midcourt by J.C. Mole as the pass came to Heil at midcourt. And Mole, that is the second foul on him. That would help if he got in a little foul issue in the ballgame.
Yeah, Pinckneyville's really brought the pressure to start this second quarter. Carterville with a turnover that led to an easy basket.
5 turnovers on the Lions in the first quarter, and the shot from Johnson is good, and he's fouled and is going to go to the line for the and one for your Carterville Lions.
Well, Johnson said, if you're going to give me the baseline, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to score. So Johnson with a free throw here could tie the score.
And that is the second foul on Tyler Rulovich for the Panthers. Johnson is at the line shooting the and one, and he makes it for the Lions. It is all tied at 8 with 7:21 left in the second quarter. Pinckneyville into the front court as they work it toward the right side. Left-hand dribble for Chandler Miles, or excuse me, not Chandler, but Jostle. Got confused there for a second. It's Kyle Luke. Where's number 21? Brings it top of the key, leaves it for Jostle. Jostle fires from 3, buries it for the Panthers. That was a pretty look shot right there.
They've hit their first 3 shots from the field in the second quarter. They're starting to heat up.
11-8 Panthers on top of the Lions. Pressure backs off a little bit as Johnson's able to break midcourt. Bring it over top of the key to Beasley. Beasley between the circles. He's guarded now by Hunter Clark for the Panthers with the right-hand dribble. Clark comes out on him. They work it over to Blake Jackson on the left wing. They want to get it into Luke Ford, who just checked back in for the Lions. Jackson dumps it down to Beasley. Fires from 3. Good for Brendan Beasley. That's his first point of the game. That's about his third shot he's taken. Nice to see him hit that big 3. We're tied at 11.
Wow, 5 shots taken in this second quarter. All have been baskets.
Pinckneyville into the front court, 6:05 remaining in the first half. Panthers with the basketball. They work it over to the left wing. A shot no good by Clark, but the rebound by the Panthers. Shot is no good, and it's Taylor Heil that gets the rebound. Beasley for the Lions on the run, but he backs it up as he runs right face up to Hunter Clark. Blake Jackson, left baseline. Brendan Beasley between the circles. Justin Johnson wants the ball on the right wing. Beasley's going to take it the opposite direction. Nice dump down low to Luke Ford. His shot is up and good by Ford. Oh, that was a nice play by the Lions.
And he got fouled. No call, but Ford showed his strength there.
He's been doing much better the last 3 or 4 games. That Nashville game was huge. Winds up with 21 points against Nashville and had a great game as the shot from Rulovich is good. He's got a 3-pointer. He's got 5 points now for the Panthers.
Carterville's got to do a better job of defending the outside shot. Pinckneyville's starting to get hot.
14-13, Panthers with the lead. Carterville basketball. Blake Jackson, right-hand runner, no good. Luke Ford gets the shot, puts it back up, and it's good by Luke Ford. He's got 4 points in the last 30 seconds for the Lions. That's huge for Carterville.
He's a beast.
Pinckneyville into the front court as they work it around the perimeter. The 1-point lead for the Lions. 4:50 remaining in the game. Thank you for tuning in to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF, and if you're watching online on our YouTube live feed. Panthers shot is good as the shot from Jostle. He's got 7 now here in this second quarter.
Yeah, you do not want to let him go off on you because he can single-handedly get the Pinckneyville Panthers a big lead.
The 6'1 junior, he's got a good shot as Heil gets it on the left block. Turnaround shot is up, no good, and he's fouled and is going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Carterville doing a much better job in this second quarter of finding Ford and Heil on the inside because with their size and strength, Pinckneyville has really no way of stopping them. unless the officials let him play a little rough underneath, and right now they're not letting Pinckneyville do that.
That is the third foul on Tyler Rulovich of the Panthers. He's going to come to the bench. And checking in is going to be number 44, Alex Howard for the Panthers. Did he make that?
He did.
Good. I was watching who came in as Heil hits the second. 17-16. We have tripled the points scored in the first quarter. Panthers have it into the front court. That is Howard to the left side to Yates. Yates fires from just inside the three-point line. No good. Blake Jackson goes up high to pull down the rebound. 4 minutes left in the half. Jackson to Heil. He fires from three. Bounces it off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound comes off to Jostle for the Panthers. Quickly into the front court. They take it to the left side. That is Hunter Clark. Work it over to the far side now. They give it to Jostle. Jostle steps back. Jumper from three is good.
That's their third three of this quarter, and you cannot, I repeat, cannot let him take that shot uncontested.
10 of their 12 points in this quarter is that right? 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 10 points for Jostle in the quarter. As Luke Ford gets it down on the right block. He works his way in, gets the shot for the Lions. Man, he is getting so good down on that low block and just using his size to get to the rack.
There's no stopping Ford once he gets the ball in the paint.
Pinckneyville has it into the front court. They work it to the left side. That is Yates. Brings it over toward the lane. Kicks it out. Almost a double dribble for the Panthers, but a nice give and go by the Panthers. The shot is blocked from Taylor Heil from behind, and he grabs the rebound. Wow, what a nice job defensively for Taylor Heil. Beasley across midcourt. 2:45 remaining in the first half. Pass down low. Taylor Heil, his shot is up and good. Oh, the Lions are starting to roll now with that low post game.
Heil blocks his man off, got the pass, and Carterville takes the lead.
21-19, the shot from three from Jostle, no good. It's on the floor, and the officials are going to let them play a little bit, it looks like. It's starting to get physical, just like you would expect from a Panthers-Lions game.
And
we have a foul on the floor.
The shot was not even close by Jostle, and it came to, I think, either Heil or Ford, and it came at such a weird angle off the rim or the glass that it kind of caught him off guard and went to the floor, and then broke loose.
Kyle Luke checks out for the Panthers. Carterville, the foul was on Luke Ford. That's his first. That is the third team foul on the Lions. Panthers basketball from the free throw line. Jostle fires, no good. Justin Johnson gets a rebound and takes it into the front court quickly. Between the leg dribble, down low to Luke Ford. He is trying to get it to Heil. He does. Heil kicks it over to Jackson. Fires from three. No good. Off the back of the iron. Johnson the rebound. Back to Ford. Back to Johnson. Now to Heil. Takes it to the rack. He's pushed from behind, and he's going to go, I'm going to say, the foul.
Well, it's going to be the seventh team foul, so Heil should be going to the free throw line.
Should go to the line for the 1-and-1. You're exactly right. That foul is on. I don't have a number 40 on my book. Do you have it?
Yes. Devin Kitchen.
I guess that shot was good by Heil. He's got 5 points here in the second quarter. 6 now for the Lions. What was the first name on Kitchen?
Devin
Kitchen into the game for the Panthers. So it's a 23-19 lead for the Lions, the biggest lead so far in the game with the 4-point lead. They work it toward the left side. That is Dawson Yates for the Panthers. Over toward the right side. They look for Jostle. He fires from three, wide open, no good. Rebound is, as Beasley got run over as he grabbed the ball. Shane Hawkins doesn't seem happy. Should have been a foul called, and they're going to say the ball is out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Pinckneyville Panthers.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of when Jostle misses that wide open three. Carterville couldn't get the rebound.
Beasley had his hand on it, and he got hit from behind and loses the handle. There should have been a foul called, but not called. And then the ball goes out of bounds as Pinckneyville has it in the front court. We're under a minute and a half left in the quarter. Nice backdoor cut by the Panthers as Yates is fouled, driving to the hole. And they'll do that to you. They'll run that offense. That is exactly what I saw on film this week. And that's how they work that.
Yeah, and if they do beat Carterville backdoor, Heil and Ford have to be patient when that guy comes down the lane. Don't get so caught up in the, oh no, this is a 2-on-1 or an open lane he's coming down. Wait, take your time, be patient, and go up when he goes up and try to block the shot instead of getting them with the body.
Dawson Yates is at the line shooting 2. He makes the first. Dylan Moore checks in for Luke Ford, who had a great second quarter for the Lions. 3 buckets down low. He's going to go take a break. Pinckneyville making some changes. Checking in now, Kyle Luke, one of the starters, comes back in for the Panthers. The second free throw is no good by Yates. Carterville has the rebound. 70 seconds remaining in the half. It's a 3-point, 23-20 lead for the Lions. Of course, again, this game for control of the conference lead here midway through the conference season. Taylor Heil has the ball tipped away. He gathers it back up, gets it to Jackson, and he looks for some help. To Johnson, over to Dylan Moore. Moore steps back to the right. Johnson, they work it back to Beasley. 45 seconds left in the half. Carterville running a nice, patient offense here to end the first half. As the ball is, that's a travel by Blake Jackson. He had a hard time making up his mind what he wanted to do there.
Well, again, the pressure that Pinckneyville is putting on Carterville's guards, even when Carterville's guards try to do a back door away from the ball, Pinckneyville's guards stay with them, and it really kind of confuses the Carterville guards on where and when to pass the ball.
Check my numbers here. I've got Carterville with 2 turnovers in the quarter. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's awesome. They had 5 in the first quarter. 23 seconds left. 23-20, Carterville on top. And Pinckneyville is going to hold for the final shot as Jossel has it. I bet he takes the shot for the Panthers. As a matter of fact,
they're going to try to set a play for him.
10 seconds remaining. They'll move now. J.C. Mole has the ball. He wants to get it to Jossel. He's guarded by Blake Jackson. Nice job defensively. The shot by Pinckneyville. 2 seconds. 1 at the buzzer. No good. That is the end of the first half, and Carterville leads it 23-20. Here between the Pinckneyville Panthers and your Carterville Lions. We are going to have your Crystals Catering halftime show coming up next. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Woo. Let's go 2 minutes here, Robert. 2 minutes, please.
This personal service. That's why Banterra is the region's largest locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For over 30 years, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating of Carterville has proudly served Southern Illinois. Charlie's has earned their customers' trust, and they welcome the opportunity to earn yours. No job is too big or too small for Charlie's. Ask about their preferred service agreement for any brand and how it saves you money. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating is a certified York dealer located in downtown Carterville. Call 985-2502. Online at charliesairconditioningandheating.com. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions.
Some of the most important choices we make for our family are about medical and dental professionals. Dr. Justin Settle has a dentist office in Marion in the northeast corner of the Town and Country Shopping Center. Dr. Settle and his professional staff can make this health choice a little bit easier. Preventative, cosmetic, oral surgery, removal of prosthetics, and Dr. Settle offers Botox injections as well. Check Dr. Settle out online, JustinSettleDMD.com, or call the office and set up an appointment. An important health choice just got a little easier.
I heard that pretty much everyone in Southern Illinois can now belong to SIU Credit Union. So I went to SIUCU.org to find out what it's all about. Did you know that credit unions are not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperatives? Me either. I also learned that SIU Credit Union offers free checking accounts, low-rate auto loans, and they even give back to our local communities. Sounds like a win-win to me. Check it out for yourself at SIUCU.org.
SIU Credit Union, where Southern Illinois belongs. Membership required. All loans are credit union. Make sure to NCUA.
This Carterville Lions halftime report is brought to you by Crystal's Catering and more than you expected, more memorable for your guest. You can go online, visit crystalsgoodfood.com for more information. And don't forget that no event is too large or too small for Crystal's Catering. They'll customize a menu to fit your budget and your preferences. That was a dandy first half of basketball, really, by both these teams.
Yeah, especially the second quarter. Both teams shot the ball well in the second quarter. And I think a lot of what Carterville did in the second quarter offensively revolved around Luke Ford. Ford was just a monster on the inside. They couldn't stop him. I know he picked up his second foul late in the second quarter. Coach Hawkins had to take him out, but Carterville shot 67% in the second quarter, 43% for Pinckneyville, but Pinckneyville did miss their last 5 shots in the second quarter. So for the half, Carterville shot 44%, Pinckneyville 31% from the field. Carterville out-rebounded Pinckneyville 14-10. The Lions were led in rebounding by Johnson with 5. Jossel led the Panthers with 4. Turnovers, I had Pinckneyville for 4. I had Carterville for 8. But what a first half, and especially what a great second quarter.
The Carterville Lions put 18 points on the board after their 5 to open up the first quarter. Pinckneyville winds up with 16 in the second quarter. Let's look at the scoring for the Panthers. They are led by Grant Jossel, who just lit it up there in the second quarter. All 10 of his points came in the second quarter. It is Tyler Rulovish. He's got 3 fouls, but he also had 5 points, those in the second quarter. It was Hunter Clark for Pinckneyville with 2 in the first, Dawson Yates with 1 in the second, and J.C. Mole, he's only got 1 bucket in this game. He's being quiet. That's a good thing for the Lions. Looking at the scoring for your Carterville Lions, it is Taylor Heil and Luke Ford. They each have 6 for Carterville. I'm going to combine them. Luke Ford comes in, and man, we keep bragging about him. His footwork has improved so much this season from early on, and you can see that his confidence is building with every game, and his confidence in taking the ball to the rack and using his size to his advantage. You can see that in the scorebook, and you can see it in his confidence level on the floor.
Well, the other thing that's improved since the start of the season with Luke Ford is he's not playing out of control a lot. He's more under control on both ends of the floor. He's not rushing shots when he gets them in the paint. He's not, going out of his way to almost intentionally foul somebody. I mean, I know he's got 2 fouls, and maybe the second foul was one he'd like to have back. But he's playing so much under control, and when you have him and Heil in the game at the same time, it really causes problems for the other team's defense. Who do you guard? Who do you put your big man on? Because whoever has the smaller guy on him can take advantage of that, and that's what Luke Ford did in the second quarter.
Brendan Beasley has 3 points for the Lions. Dylan Moore hit a big 3-pointer in the first quarter. And Justin Johnson, he had a bucket and the foul and made the free throw. He has 3. And Blake Jackson has just 1 bucket. Carterville lead the Pinckneyville Panthers 23-20 here at the half. And as we said, I hate to keep repeating it, but this is the biggest game in Southern Illinois this weekend, in my opinion. And the winner of this takes firm control of the conference lead. Carterville, of course, went to Nashville for the first time ever, beat Nashville in Assembly Hall to knock off the Hornets. And then they go to Sparta, take care of business at Sparta last week. And I tell you what, Shane Hawkins, I promise you, he is an excited coach in that Carterville locker room as he has a 3-point lead at the half.
Well, anytime you can lead Pinckneyville at half, you got to be happy. I'm sure there's some things he'd like to see his team do a little bit better job of. One would be guarding Jossel on the outside. Don't give him that open 3. But I think he's probably telling his team, look, we played a very, very good second quarter. Let's remember what we did in that second quarter to get that lead to 3 points. Let's pound the ball on the inside if we can. Let's take much better care of the basketball. Carterville with 8 turnovers in that first half. A little too many, I'm sure, for Coach Shane Hawkins' liking. Take care of the basketball, play sound defense, and if we can keep the inside game going, he's got to like his chances of his team winning this ball game.
This halftime report is brought to you by Crystal's Catering. Crystal's Catering and more than you expected, more memorable for your guests. You can go online, visit crystalsgoodfood.com for more information. The famous Crystal salad dressing is bottled and available for purchase right now. When we come back, we are going to have second half action as the Panthers are on the floor and the Carterville Lions are going to be making their way to the floor as well. It's halftime. Carterville leads it 23-20. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 2 minutes here, please. 2 minutes.
Did your bank recently add fees to your checking account? People's National Bank still has free checking with the added convenience of Visa debit card, online banking, bill pay, mobile banking, mobile deposit, and access to over 24,000 ATMs with the added convenience of MoneyPass ATM network. Stop by People's National Bank located at 707 South Greenbrier Road in Carterville today for details on how to get your free checking account. People's National Bank, proudly serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC, non-usage, wireless, or service fees may apply. Still not a member of the Sweatshop Fitness Center in downtown Carterville? You're missing fun and effective classes in our new group fitness room, along with energetic and professional instructors for Zumba, spinning, aerobics, and high-intensity classes. You're missing all the benefits of 24/7 accessibility, great equipment, and trainers. And you're missing the convenience of lean, healthy ready meals ordered and delivered weekly right to the gym to help keep you on track. Don't miss out. 681-2123.
You know, many folks, when they come back to Southern Illinois for a visit, they make a stop there. For others, if you don't want to grab some burgers and fries, maybe a fried pickle, they still have some cash left over. Now, a lot of folks just can't make it through the week without a stop there. There is Portland in Anderson. Right, it's Anderson's finest restaurant. Cheeseburgers, the famous pizza with hot dogs, wings, barbecues, and save even more with a platter. Follow up with energy. Come on, you deserve it.
This is the local morning news watch for Voices Southern Illinois News Radio WJPF and SWCIO.
Welcome back to Carterville High School. I'm Dave McKenzie with my partner Scott Hudson. Amy is on the camera tonight as we're broadcasting on YouTube. And Carterville here at the half, they lead the Pinckneyville Panthers 23-20. The Pinckneyville JV team, they put a hammer on Carterville in that first game, Scott, 61-32. And was glad that this hasn't how the first half started the way the Lions JV played.
Yeah, I would agree. Carterville, one thing we need to point out, Carterville's been very good in the third quarters of games this
Yes, they
year.
have.
And let's see if they can continue that three-point lead. They'll get the ball to start the second half.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville Spirit Wear in West Plaza Drive, offering in-house embroidery. Go online. Visit artworkscustomgraphics.com. Carterville has the basketball. Thank you for tuning in here on News Radio WJPF. Justin Johnson, top of the circle, left-hand dribble to Blake Jackson. Now to Luke Ford. Ford takes it to the rack. Shot is up. I don't know how he made that, but that's a dandy shot by Luke Ford, and that's a nice way to start the third.
He just continues to improve with each game.
Pinckneyville into the front court. They are moving left to right now, right in front of Coach Bob Wagner and his Pinckneyville bench as a turnover on the Panthers. Carterville heads the other way. The shot is up and good by Beasley. He gets the layup for the Lions. Pinckneyville into the front court. That's a 7-point lead now, the biggest lead for the Lions in this game. Pinckneyville, top of the circle. J.C. Mole guarded by Beasley. He gives it back to Luke, now to Yates. Yates is guarded by Johnson. Down low to Howard, guarded by Heil. Wants to kick it over to the baseline. It's tipped away by Justin Johnson. Nice defense by the Lions.
Yeah, Howard had nowhere to go once he went on near the low block because Heil was cutting him off. And he really was fortunate that he didn't turn the ball over.
And Bob Wagner says to Alex Howard, what the heck were you thinking when you jumped in the air? That limits your options when you take both feet off the ground. Pinckneyville has it into the front court. The left baseline, they work it back, top of the circle. Nice dump down low. It's kicked away, but Pinckneyville controls. That was a walk, wasn't called. Panthers have it. They work it around to the left side. That's Jostle. Rulovich, who's in the game, he has 3 fouls for the Panthers. Now Mole, he gets it down low to Rulovich, kick it out, and that is good. The three-pointer by Kyle Luke for the Panthers. That's his first bucket of the game. It is 27-23. The ball is in the backcourt. Carterville having problems. Pressure by the Panthers. And it's out of bounds. And we have...
Pinckneyville did not have the ball. They cannot call a timeout.
Should be a technical foul, shouldn't it?
Well, Pinckneyville did not have possession of the ball.
No, you cannot.
Wagner can't call a timeout. His team didn't have possession of the ball.
He knows he got away with it as he's grinning. Right there,
Wow.
He knows that he got one there from the officials, and the officials are going to Shane Hawkins. Hawkins is saying, you can't call a timeout without the ball.
Well,
but they're saying now it was a timeout by Carterville.
Well, then
Maybe
Carterville
that's
should
what
have
it
had
is.
the ball. I mean, the ball was in the backcourt.
On the floor, and really no control.
There was no control by either team. There was a scrum at center court between Heil and one of the Pinckneyville players. Then the ball went into the front court. If you're Pinckneyville, they lost the ball. It was just nobody had possession. It went out of bounds, and I guess a coin was flipped, and it was called heads, and Lions had called tails, and it's Pinckneyville's ball. That's all I can figure out.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters Carterville Lions sports. So the ball belongs to Pinckneyville. They're going to bring it across midcourt. 6 minutes remaining. 4-point lead for the Lions, 27-23. Near side jostle. He's guarded by Jackson. Nice job defensively. Reaches in, though. I thought he got all ball, but the official's saying nope. Got him on the wrist. Jackson, that is the second foul on Blake Jackson.
Well, Dave, Carterville had the 7-point lead and gave up the 3, and then immediately Pinckneyville goes to that full court pressure, and it caused turnover.
Shot by Rulovich from the right corner, no good. Carterville gets the rebound by Heil. Beasley works it into Jackson, down low to Luke Ford. He puts his shot up. He's fouled and is going to go to the line and shoot 2. And that foul is on Rulovich. That's the 4th now on Tyler Rulovich.
Well, good job by Ford to stay in bounds. He was being pushed on the baseline underneath the basket, and somehow he got to the other side of the basket and got fouled from behind.
Now the foul is on Kyle Luke of the Panthers. That's his second, and Luke Ford hits the first of 2 free throws for the Lions. 5:51 remaining here in the third quarter. A 5-point lead for the Lions. Ford's second is no good, and the rebound comes off to the Panthers. 5-point lead, 28-23, 5:45 in the third. Panthers into the front court to Rulovich. Rulovich kicks it out to Luke. Luke leaves it for Rulovich, who hits from 3. 28-26, the 2-point lead. Beasley in the backcourt trying to break the double team, turns it over. Mole gets the bucket or gets the shot, and he's fouled and is going to go to the line and shoot 2. They can tie it up on Mole's free throws right here.
Beasley has not handled the Pinckneyville pressure at all. There have been times where Beasley has gotten the ball on the side in the backcourt, and he's beaten the initial defender and could have taken the ball up the side of the floor, but instead he stops and brings it back, and at least 2 times that's cost the Lions with a turnover.
J.C. Mole brings the Panthers to within 1, 28-27, and he has 1 additional free throw coming. It's in the air, and it's good. We are all tied at 28 with 5:19 left in the game. Carterville into the front court. Beasley to Ford, back to Beasley. Over to the left side, Blake Jackson down low to Luke Ford. His shot is up and he is fouled, and we got a blocking foul called on the Pinckneyville Panthers as that is on Kyle Luke. That's his third. Tyler Rulovich has 3 for the Panthers, and J.C. Mole has 2.
Well, this is the situation Carterville wanted to get Pinckneyville in. Get their bigs in foul trouble. Ford, I thought it was a good call. I thought the defender came over a little late, and now Ford's got to hit a couple of big free throws.
He's at the line as Bob Wagner is kind of chirping at the official that made the call on that foul. The first free throw by Ford is no good.
And Dave, it seems like just seconds ago, Carterville had a 7-point lead. Now we're tied.
And we have a timeout that is called by head coach Bob Wagner of the Pinckneyville Panthers. It is going to be a full timeout. We'll take a break as well. It's all tied at 28. Carterville and Pinckneyville. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 60, please. 60.
serve Southern Illinois. Charlie sits earn their customers' trust, and they welcome the opportunity to earn yours. No job is too big or too small for Charlie's. Ask about their preferred service agreement for any brand and how it saves you money. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating is a certified York dealer located in downtown Carterville. Call 985-2502. Online at charliesairconditioningandheating.com. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions.
Family Drug is your local Healthmark pharmacy, where their pharmacists take the time to get to know you and personally make sure that any questions or concerns are addressed. Their employees are efficient and do their best to make sure each patient is satisfied. Offering free delivery, drive-through windows, list prices on generic brand drugs, and accept Medicare, Medicaid, and most other insurance plans. As a sister store to our other Healthmark pharmacies, Lincoln Primary Pharmacy, and Aaron and Carbondale. Family Pharmacy, Family Drug offers all the same services. Healthmark, caring for you and about you.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. They are proud to be a locally owned and operated community bank. Stop by and visit their friendly and professional staff at the Carterville Banking Center, located at 200 West Plaza Drive. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Luke Ford hits his second free throw after the timeout. Carterville back with a 1-point lead. Into the front court, the Panthers have the basketball as a layup from Yates is good for the Panthers. His first bucket of the second half. 1-point lead for the Panthers. Bob Wagner thinks Beasley traveled, doesn't get the call. Carterville into the front court. Beasley has it back, taking the pass from Blake Jackson. Beasley into the paint. The runner is no good, and we have a foul that is called on the Pinckneyville Panthers, and I believe Beasley will go to the line and shoot two. That foul is called on number 11, J.C. Mole. That's his third. That's the third team foul on the Panthers in the second half. He checks out, and Beasley is going to be at the line. Nope, they're going to put it on the sideline.
Yeah, they're going to inbound, but Pinckneyville's in some foul trouble with their bigs and some of their guards.
They've got three now with 3 fouls. Beasley wants to get it in, has the ball tipped away, and Pinckneyville controls. Carterville has struggled sometimes on the inbound pass this season, and that's a turnover on the Lions. Panthers into the front court. The shot is up off the front of the iron. No good. Luke Ford, big rebound. Beasley's on the run now. Get it there quick. Beat that double team, runs into it, finds Jackson, and Jackson's able to clear at midcourt. 4:10 remaining in the third quarter. Jackson, Justin Johnson, right wing. He wants to get it inside to Luke Ford, get it to the man with the hand, Heil. His shot is no good from about 8 feet. Panthers get the rebound. They have the 1-point lead as Rulovich falls down in the backcourt. He's able to keep the dribble and break the timeline. Panthers moving left to right. Baseline dribble, no good by Clark. He backs it up, and they're going to work it back around for the Panthers. Top of the key to Rulovich, Tyler Rulovich. On the right wing, guarded by Taylor Heil. His shot is blocked by Heil as Rulovich was falling down on the shot. Carterville quickly on the run, finds the cutting Taylor Heil for the dunk! Oh, what a great play by the Lions. Taylor Heil gets the feed from Blake Jackson. Carterville's up 1. That may be a momentum turner right there for the Lions. Can they capitalize? Panthers into the front court with the basketball. 3:12 remaining in the third. That dunk by Heil, and that's a turnover on the Pinckneyville Panthers. That's a huge play by the Lions.
Heil with the two-handed flush. They got the Carterville crowd back into the game. Pinckneyville comes down right after that possession and turns the ball over.
Should have been a foul in the backcourt as Beasley was trying to break clear to take the inbounds pass, not called. Beasley has it now, and he does get across the timeline as he is pressured by Hunter Clark for the Panthers. 2:55 remaining, 1-point lead for the Lions. As we have a foul in the front courts by the Panthers.
Yeah, Beasley beat his man, got into the lane, threw a little runner up, couldn't get it to go, but he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Beasley's going to be at the line shooting 2.
Way
and
off.
The first one is no good. The foul was called on Hunter Clark of the Panthers. That's his first, the fourth team foul in the second half.
Free throws are as important in the third quarter or fourth quarter as are the third quarter.
Text him back and say, if it drops out, just let it go. It'll come back.
Beasley missed both of them.
Missed both of them. Pinckneyville has it into the front courts. Down 1, 2:40 remaining in the third quarter. As the shot is good by Jossel. Another three-pointer for Grant Jossel. He's got 13 in the game. As Carterville turns it over, man, that momentum is switched quickly. On the run, and the breakout by Clark is good. That's a 4-point lead now for the Pinckneyville Panthers as the Panthers fans start to get into the game. Can Carterville break the timeline? They do. Blake Jackson has the ball tipped away. Another turnover on the Lions quickly into the front court. Rilovich gets the bucket, and Shane Hawkins wants to call a timeout as, man, Pinckneyville has put 8 points on the Lions here in the last 45 seconds. We have a full timeout. We're going to take a break as well. It's 37-31 Pinckneyville over your Lions. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 60 here, Robert. I got your text. I saw that it dropped. Sometimes we just lose the signal. It should come right back. We're fine. It'll come back to us. But thanks for just send me a text and let me know so I can look at it.
When it comes to banking, Banterra is the change you want to make. I'm Jeff Speed, Market Executive for Banterra, and you should know that our top priority is personal service. It's why Banterra is the region's largest, locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships. Ike Honda and Ike Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of Carterville Lions. Pinckneyville's on a roll right now.
And Carterville's got to stop this run, and they've got to do a much better job of handling the ball.
Carterville the length of the floor to go with 1:55 left in the third quarter. What was a 4-point lead for the Lions, quickly a 6-point lead for the Panthers. As Pinckneyville scored the last 8 points here in the third quarter. Dylan Moore is into the ball game for the Lions on the right wing for the Carterville, the home team, and we have a foul. Luke Ford got fouled, and the Pinckneyville fans, Coach Bob Wagner, his hands on his head, can't believe that they called the foul. That is on Alex Howard, his first 5th team foul. Carterville has the basketball. He's like watching Bobby Knight sometimes.
Yeah.
Ball's tipped into the backcourt as Blake Jackson is fouled from behind, but no call, and the Panthers miss the bunny. They get it back to Howard, and it is good for the Panthers. Man, there was a couple of calls not made there. These officials,
Yep.
Carterville basketball, Dylan Moore across midcourt. Ball bounces off his foot, but Beasley's there to gather it up and correct the situation. 1:10 left. It's an 8-point lead now for the Panthers. Beasley, left-hand dribble. Back, he is guarded man-to-man. Pinckneyville playing that tight defense. Blake Jackson, who's had a quiet night point-wise, takes it into the lane. Shot no good. He was off balance, and the control rebound comes off to the Panthers quickly into the front court. Howard gets the bucket for the Panthers. And now we have a 10-point lead, 44 seconds left in the third.
Carterville's about ready to get run out of their own gym.
Quickly, if they don't get this back. A 10-point lead, 33 seconds left. Beasley has the basketball. Carterville wants to hold for the final shot. Between the legs, Beasley to the free throw lane, kicks it down to Jackson, and they get the pass down to Taylor Howe, and a foul is called on Pinckneyville. I believe that is going to be on Devin Kitchen. That's on number 40. That's his second foul in the game. That is Kitchen. Carterville has the ball on the baseline. 16 foul now, 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 10-point lead for the Lions. Dylan Moore bounces the ball off of his defender, then it hits Moore, goes out of bounds. Another turnover on the Lions.
Well, the bounce pass on the inside works maybe 1 out of every 3,000 times. That is the 6th turnover in this third quarter for Carterville. And everything we talked about in the pregame about Pinckneyville, what they do well, they've done everything well in this third quarter. The transition has been great. Defense has been great. And, oh, by the way, they've shot the ball well.
But what they've done well is it been in the last minute and a half.
Right.
As they flipped a switch and everything started going their way, getting the loose balls, the hustle plays, as the shot is good by Jossel from 3, top of the key, 44-31, and that's how we end the third quarter. Big third quarter for the Pinckneyville Panthers. They turn it on late. It's 44-31. We're going to the fourth. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 60, please. 60. Back in Carterville, this Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. In downtown Carterville for over 30 years, certified York dealer and service all brands. Call 985-2502. Visit online, charliesairconditioningandheating.com.
Well, the third quarter was not a charm for the Lions in this game. Only shot 50% from the field, but they find themselves 13 points down.
So we have a foul called on Blake Jackson of the Lions as he tripped up the Pinckneyville player. That is Dawson Yates. And that is going to be, that's the third team foul now on Blake Jackson, or the third personal foul on Jackson. Third team foul on the Lions. Panthers get the ball into the backcourt. You can see Blake Jackson's trying to turn up the pressure defensively for the Lions as they got to do something to get back in this game, down 13 as we enter the fourth quarter. J.C. Mold toward the left side, swing pass near side to Kyle Luke for the Panthers. Back top of the key to Yates. Over to Mole, down low to Luke on the left baseline, top of the circle. That is Jossel, near side now to Dawson Yates of the Panthers. 7:15 remaining in the ball game. Panthers going to be patient. They're wanting that cut. That's what they're looking for, a breakdown defensively. That means Carterville's done a nice job. They get it down on the right block as Rulovich gets fouled on his shot. He takes it on the right block. The turnaround is blocked by Heil, but the foul is called on Heil, his first. Rulovich is going to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, not only is Carterville playing the Panthers right now, they're also playing the clock, and the clock is not their friend. Pinckneyville really doesn't even have to worry about scoring that much in this fourth quarter. They just want to run clock, not turn the ball over. For Carterville, they're probably going to have to at some point try a press and probably have to start throwing up some threes if they can get any uncontested.
Tyler Rulovich misses the first free throw. Second one is on its way, and it's good. So now it's a 14-point lead. 7:05 left in the game. Carterville in the backcourt. Pinckneyville continues with the press, and the ball is going to knocked out of bounds. Beasley did a nice job letting it go.
I think he sold that call to the official because I'm not so sure it didn't go off Beasley.
He gets the call, though. It's Carterville ball. They have the length of the floor to go. Taylor Heil inbounds to Beasley. And Pinckneyville's going to back up now, just a man-to-man, minimal pressure now as Beasley steps across midcourt. Thank you for listening here on News Radio WJPF. This game for first place in the River-to-River Mississippi Division Conference. And right now, Pinckneyville is in command of this ball game with a 14-point lead for the Panthers. Valerius has the basketball. He just checked in for the Lions. Blake Jackson leaves the ball down low for Heil. And we have a foul on the Pinckneyville Panthers. Actually, they're saying Blake Jackson getting charged with the charge. Getting charged with the charge.
Yeah, go back to Heil's dunk that set the Carterville crowd on their feet. From that point on, it's been all Pinckneyville. Carterville has not. They've taken bad shots. They've turned the ball over. And Pinckneyville has played well like Pinckneyville usually does.
That foul on Jackson is his fourth. And now he, if he wants to stay in the game, he's going to have to be a little bit more decisive on where he's going to be aggressive or not. 14-point lead, 6 minutes left in the game. Pinckneyville into the front court. They're way out top. They are running the offense on the outside. And if they get a breakdown like they did right there, the layup by Jostle, no good. Rebounded by Ford. Carterville into the front court. Blake Jackson finds a cutting Luke Ford down on the left block. His shot is no good, and he's fouled and is going to go to the line and shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, if Ford goes straight up, he probably gets that ball to go in off the glass, but he leaned to his right, which forced the shot to go a little bit to the right on their side of the rim. Luke's had trouble free throw shooting tonight, but you got to make everything you can now with the clock stopped.
He's at the line shooting 2. That foul was on Kyle Luke of the Panthers. Luke Ford makes his first free throw, and it's a 13-point lead as Kyle Luke comes to the Pinckneyville bench. Second by Luke Ford, who last week took part of the U.S. Army All-American Combine in San Antonio, Texas for football and was small. Carterville needs some turnovers. They need to force some turnovers now as the clock, as Scott mentioned, is not in their favor. They have it way out top. They're being very patient. And what they're looking for, they're going to pass it around, and they're looking for those backdoor cuts. And if you give up on your man, they will torch you, as they're very quick to look for that pass and get that layup in the lane. 5:05 left in the game. Thank you for watching on YouTube this evening. Panthers with the basketball, moving left to right, working the perimeter offensively. Nice job defensively by the Lions, though. That means nothing's there. They're not giving it up, but they're going to have to force and try to maybe get a trap defensively, force a turnover, and go the other way. Then, also, if they don't do that, then you have to start fouling.
Yeah, send them to the free throw line, take your chances.
Make them earn it at the stripe. 4:30 left in the ball game. Dylan Moore puts pressure, and they foul Jostle, and he is going to, see, that is the 6th team foul now on the Carterville Lions. It's the first personal foul on Dylan Moore. So the Panthers will have the ball on the sideline. Now this is what you're going to see from the Lions. They're going to put pressure on the ball, try to foul, and hope that Pinckneyville struggles at the free throw line. We have a timeout that is called by Bob Wagner, I believe, of the Pinckneyville Panthers.
30-second.
It is a 30-second timeout. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville spirit wear on West Plaza Drive, now offering in-house embroidery, proudly supporting our hometown Lions. And don't forget, they offer more than just apparel. They design logos, brochures, posters, as well as vinyl signs and decals. You can go online, visit Artworks, customgraphics.com.
Well, Mr. McKenzie, this game changed in about 2.5 minutes of the third quarter.
It did. All of a sudden, as Pinckneyville, like I said, it's like they flipped a switch. The hustle plays started going their way. They hit the shots. Carterville just kept turning it over. And what was a 4-point lead after the dunk by Taylor Heil quickly evaporated, and Pinckneyville was able to push it out. Right now, it's a 12-point lead for the Panthers, 4:04.5 left in the game. Pinckneyville has the ball. 16 fouls in the half on the Lions. You can bet that they're going to have to put some pressure on. They have Jostle out on the top. They work it around the far side. 4:08, 07, 06 on the clock as Pinckneyville They're just content to run that offense on the outside. They'll cut toward the bucket and then back it out and run it once again on the perimeter. And Carterville apparently is content to let them do that.
Yeah, the next Carterville foul will put the Panthers at the free throw line. You'd think that they'd go ahead and foul now to save them as much time as possible.
3:40 left in the ball game. They're running like a weave out top, I guess is the best way to put that. As they get the break toward the bucket. Nice job by Kyle Luke to recognize that there was a lane open. He gets the layup. Back to a 14-point lead. 3:20 left in the ball game. You know, we talked about how Carterville has been so strong in the third quarter this year, and they came out strong to start the third, but it was those last 2 minutes of the third as the shot by Johnson's no good. Pinckneyville gathers the rebound, but it was the last 2 minutes where Carterville broke down and Pinckneyville was able to take command of the ball game.
Yeah, they're a good team, and one thing we mentioned in the pregame, all of Pinckneyville's players can handle the ball. That is such a luxury to have because not every team has 5 guys that can handle the ball, and that's one reason why Pinckneyville is able to run their offense. They can hand it off to anybody that's out on the floor, and they can handle the ball just as well as the next guy.
Foul was called on Carterville's Dylan Moore, so Jostle is going to be at the line to shoot the 1 and 1 as Valerius checks out. Jostle is shooting the 1 and the 1. Moore checking in. Let's see, Howard checks in for the Panthers. He comes in for Kyle Luke, who's had a good ball game this evening for the Panthers. Jostle, Grant Jostle, the 6'1 junior. First free throw is on its way, and it's good. He's got 17 points in the ball game. He really lit it up in the second quarter as he had 10 of those 16 in the second with 2 threes and another pair of buckets. The second free throw, the bonus, is good. 18 for Grant Jostle.
Yeah, Pinckneyville had more threes in the third quarter than Carterville had field goals.
We have a foul on the Panthers. Luke Ford takes the pass and he's fouled from behind. That is on Alex Howard. And so that's 8 fouls now on the Panthers. Luke Ford is going to go to the line and shoot the 1 and the bonus for the Lions as Howard checks out for the Panthers. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the City of Carterville, Mayor Brad Robinson, and the entire City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of the Carterville Lions. The free throw by Ford is no good. Hits off the front of the iron. Goes out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Panthers as Shane Hawkins quickly gets Justin Johnson into the game, who checks in for Luke Ford. Man, what a disappointing third quarter, the way that ended for the Lions.
Yeah, that's going to be the difference in the game. A 2 to 2.5 minute stretch of the third quarter is what determined the outcome in this game.
30-second timeout called by head coach Bob Wagner of the Pinckneyville Panthers. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale now has an online mortgage center, so you can check rates or you can apply for a mortgage anytime. For more information on the Bank of Carbondale's online mortgage center, visit their website at tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and all loans are subject to credit approval.
Well, we'll give you an update in the NFL playoffs. Looks like the Atlanta Falcons are going to move on. With 2.5 minutes to go in the game, they are beating the Seattle Seahawks 36-20. I guess Matt Ryan has had another pretty good game.
Not surprised there.
Nope.
I think you even called that one today.
I thought that Atlanta would get payback for the Week 6 loss to the Seahawks out in Seattle, and I guess you got to believe in the Falcons. They've proven people wrong all year.
So far, they're for real. They've earned me some wins on my pool that I play. I've been a big Atlanta fan all season long. Pinckneyville has the basketball. 2.5 minutes left in the game. Firmly in the command. 16-point lead for the Panthers. And again, showing some patience in the front court. J.C. Mole, he gets the layup. The bucket is good, and he's going to go to the line for the and one as Carterville fouls J.C. Mole.
Yeah, and of course, Pinckneyville's run a lot of clock in this fourth quarter. Carterville does not have a field goal in this fourth quarter. They've only got 3 field goals in the second half. It's just been a domination by the Pinckneyville Panthers. And if you want to add insult to injury, 4 of their 5 starters are underclassmen.
Yeah.
So next year, don't expect this Pinckneyville team to be going away.
Yeah, the only starter was Tyler Rulovich as Mole hits the free throw for the and one. 52-33. 19-point lead now for the Panthers. Beasley steps into a shot, no good. Rebound, Pinckneyville. 120 seconds remain in this ball game. So Pinckneyville is going to move to 5-0 in the conference. Carterville is going to fall to 4-1 and second place currently in the conference standings. Now Carterville is going to open play on Monday in the West Frankfort Midwinter Classic, taking on the number 6 team in Class 2A, the El Dorado Eagles, who won their own tournament around the holidays. They're playing great, and our game is going to start at 7 o'clock on Monday evening. Pre-game will start about 6:45 as Pinckneyville gets the left-hand layup, no good. A foul on Taylor Heil. It's his second foul. But we'll have our pregame show starting about 6:45, Scott. That's going to be a good tournament.
It's going to be a good tournament. You've got El Dorado. Obviously, I think El Dorado's probably the Cinderella team in it because everybody knows about Marion, Heron, Carterville. But, you know, a lot of people probably would be surprised to know El Dorado's that good. So they're kind of the Cinderella of the team. And don't count out Christopher, a team that won the Cesar Holiday Tournament. They had a big win at Goreville last night. I don't know if they won the fight down there or not, but I know they won the game. So they're another team that's in Carterville's bracket, so it should be a good week of basketball at West Frankfort.
Grant Jostle's at the line. He made the first free throw for the Panthers, and wholesale changes for both teams. Jostle's second free throw is good. He has, let's see here, 16, 18, 19 points for Grant Jostle. He checks out, comes to the Pinckneyville bench, and this one is all but over.
Solid performance by Pinckneyville in the second half. They never got rattled when they got down by 7. Never lost their composure after the Heil dunk to put the Lions up by 4. They just played solid.
Grant Garby has his shot blocked for the Lions. Pinckneyville comes the other way as it is Kyle Krieger with the basketball. Pinckneyville works it around. We're under a minute left. The floater by the Panthers is good, and that is Ryan Brueggemann for Pinckneyville that gets the bucket. It is a 23-point lead as we are hitting 40 seconds left in the game. So join us Monday night for the first game at the West Frankfort Midwinter Classic. We'll start about 6:45 with our pregame show, and tip-off is slated for 7 o'clock as Brueggemann gets the runner once again. He's got 4 points already in the last 20 seconds for the Panthers. We have 20 seconds left in the game.
Now, the 25-point win for Pinckneyville. This was not a 25-point win game, but Carterville let it slip away, and they never recovered after the big run by Pinckneyville in the third quarter.
So it is a 58-33 win for the Pinckneyville Panthers, who now find themselves in sole possession of first place in the Mississippi River to River Division Conference. We are going to have to choose our Joe's Lawn Care Player of the Game. That is on the way on our post game. Plus, we have head coach Shane Hawkins that will be joining us. And disappointing loss for the Carterville Lions, but it is a final 58-53. Stay with us. When we come back, we got our Joe's Lawn Care post-game show and your Joe's Lawn Care Player of the Game announcement. It's all coming up next on News Radio WJPF. Wow. Go 2 minutes here, please. 2. What do you need, Robert? What do you need to get caught up? I know we're way behind. go on a roll with 3 then. I'd say Grant Jossel.
For me.
19 points.
And he led him in rebounding, too.
We're back at Carterville High School. I'm Dave McKenzie with my partner Scott Hudson. Amy is on the video camera. If you're watching online, hello. Where the Pinckneyville Panthers, about 2 minutes left in the third quarter, is where they turned it around and they put a thumping on. Actually, I can tell you, it was 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Carterville got a beautiful assist from Blake Jackson to Taylor Howell, who was able to flush it home for the Lions. That put them up, I believe, 4.
Yes, you are correct.
And after that, Pinckneyville just turned it up on the Lions, and they wind up coming away with a 25-point lead or win over the Lions, and they take firm control of the conference standings right now.
Well, they proved why they've only lost one game this year. That one game they lost was to a ranked team, Oakville in 1A. Even after the Heil dunk that put Carterville up by 4, Pinckneyville then got the ball, came down and turned it over. So Carterville had a chance to go up by 6 or 7 if they hit a 3. Carterville comes down, they miss a shot, and then is when the avalanche hit. And the avalanche was the Pinckneyville Panthers turning up the pressure on defense, full court. They did a very good job of transition, which we knew was going to come probably at some point. Carterville just never was able to stop the onslaught. In games this year, Carterville's been able to stop runs. They stopped an AJ run to help win a big game here. They stopped the Nashville run and Jerseyville, Waterloo, Jabot. You can go on down the list. But tonight was different. When Pinckneyville got going, got that head of steam, Carterville had no answer. Pinckneyville is not a 25-point better team than Carterville. But that's what the final score says. Carterville just didn't have an answer.
They were for tonight. They were for tonight. And as we were going through and tallying up our stats and kind of made up my mind quickly on who it was going to be, and it's not going to be a Carterville Lion for our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. It is going to be the Pinckneyville Panthers, Grant Jossel. the 6'1 junior. He winds up with 19 points in the ball game. Second quarter, he lit the Lions up for 10 points. That's where he got rolling. Just a fine basketball by Grant Jostle of the Panthers. He winds up with 19 points. How many boards?
He also led the Panthers with 5 rebounds. But again, we talk about the team play of Pinckneyville, how they really don't have the one dominant player on the inside or the one guy that's going to average about 20 to 22 a game. Look at their rebounding stats. They had guys with 3, 4 rebounds up and down their lineup. They're just a solid ball club. They out-rebounded the Lions 19 to 18. Both Heil and Johnson led the Lions with 5. Big stat here. Carterville, 16 turnovers in the game, only 6 for Pinckneyville. Another thing we talked about in the pregame, Pinckneyville will not beat themselves. Shooting from the field, Carterville, 40% for the game, only 10 made field goals in this game. For Pinckneyville, they shot 47% for the game, but 68% in the second half. They made 21 field goals to Carterville's 10. A lot of that in part because of the 16 Carterville turnovers.
Well, let's break it down this way. Scott, as the Carterville Lions came out in the first quarter, they only put 5 on the board, but Pinckneyville only put 4 on the board. It was the second quarter where Carterville scores 18 points to take the 23-20 lead at the half. But here's where the breakdown starts. They only put 8 points on the board in the third, and then they only hit 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. No field goals at all. They never did make a run on these Panthers, and that's why Pinckneyville gets the 25-point win.
Yeah, and Carterville only had 3 field goal attempts in the fourth quarter, mainly because Pinckneyville, when they got the ball, they just ran the weave on the outside, ran time off the clock, and Carterville didn't have that many possessions. At that point, Carterville was down like 41 to 33, and it was game, set, match. But, Pinckneyville's a very good team, and, now Carterville later in the season has to go to Pinckneyville. They want to return the favor. Carterville still has a shot to win the Mississippi side of the river to river, but now it gets a little tougher because now you're behind the 8 ball, and you got to go through Pinckneyville, and you got to go to Pinckneyville to beat them to do it.
So the next basketball game for the Carterville Lions will be on Monday when they open up play in the Midwinter Classic at West Frankfort. That'll be a 7 o'clock start against the El Dorado Eagles. They will play the host school, Frankfort Redbirds, on Wednesday night, a late start too. It's going to be an 8:30 start. Our pregame will be about 8:15, and I bet you our pregame doesn't actually start until about 8:30. Things go as usual at a tournament like that. And then on Friday, Carterville plays an early game, just like today, a 5:30 start, as they will take on Christopher in the third game. Then, depending on how they do in those 3 games, will depend on how they play when they play on Saturday on championship day of the Midwinter Classic.
Yeah, if you look at Carterville's bracket, their toughest game will be the first game Monday night against El Dorado, team with 1 loss, ranked 6th in the state in 2A. But they have not played the schedule that Carterville has. That's one advantage they have. Not to take anything away from West Frankfort or Christopher, but the toughest game will be Monday night. If they can get a win there and get a win against Frankfort and Christopher, they could be playing for a championship next Saturday at 8:30. But it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of good basketball up there. Actually, it started today with the girls' side. Marion actually plays Carroll tonight on the boys' side. But Carterville, I guess if there's anything good about getting beat like this, they're easy to forget. Because if you lose a close game on a buzzer beater, those tend to linger with you over the next 24, 48 hours. Well, Carterville doesn't have that much time to get ready for El Dorado. Forget about this one. Concentrate on El Dorado. That's the next one up.
Better take care of some business here. Grant Jostle, the Joe's Lawn Care player of the game for the Pinckneyville Panthers. Joe's Lawn Care, rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. They specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscape maintenance, spring and fall cleanup, snow removal. He stopped by a while ago before the game started and said, I got to leave. I have to go put some salt on some streets somewhere. But that's where he's at. Joe, thanks for helping out wherever you're at. Property maintenance, bush hogging, bush hedge trimming. They also do tree trimming, removal, equipment repair. It is owned by Joe and Lindsay McCann of Carterville. It's Joe's Lawn Care. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Call 534-8148. Joe's Lawn Care in Carterville. Our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game, the Pinckneyville Panthers, Grant Jostle. We're going to go on and take another break. We're expecting head coach Shane Hawkins to join us here on our postgame show. We'll continue. You're listening to Lions Basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 90 here. 90 here.
How many points did Heil have?
8.
Now, see, game like this, he's got to. I'm not putting it all on him because you got to get the ball to him.
At the Bank of Heron, we know that between family and work, it can be a challenge to find the time to take care of things like going to the bank. And really, what you need is a way to do your banking on the go. Well, we've got good news. With the Bank of Heron mobile banking app, you can manage debit cards, find bank locations, monitor account activity, even make a deposit. Just a few of the ways our mobile banking app can save you a trip to the bank. We'd love for you to come see us, but now you don't have to. The Bank of Heron. It's not just a bank, it's mobile banking.
Some of the most important choices we make for our family are about medical and dental professionals. Dr. Justin Settle has a dentist office in Marion in the northeast corner of the Town and Country Shopping Center. Dr. Settle and his professional staff can make this health choice a little bit easier. Preventative, cosmetic, oral surgery, removal prosthetics, and Dr. Settle offers Botox injections as well. Check Dr. Settle out online, JustinSettleDMD.com, or call the office and set up an appointment. An important health choice just got a little easier.
Back in Carterville on a Saturday evening, matinee basketball. Scott, the Pinckneyville Panthers just put a thumping on the Carterville Lions, 58-33, the 25-point win for the Panthers over the Carterville Lions. They are now in first place, alone, by themselves, in the River to River Conference on the Mississippi side. Head coach Shane Hawkins is making his way up here with the slow walk, and totally understandable here this evening as the Panthers come away with the 25-point win. Head coach Shane Hawkins joins us here on the postgame show. Coach, it was the last 2 minutes of the third quarter that really did the Lions in this evening.
Yeah, it was. We were up. We scored the first 2 baskets of the second half. The second half to go up 27-20, and they make a little run at us, and then we don't respond. And it was really our offense that caused us the problems. I thought we did a pretty good job guarding them in the half court. I thought we did a really good job of guarding them in half court. Just took away some stuff, but it was our inability to get into an offense. They pressured us a little bit. We ran away. We dribbled and got ourselves in trouble. We dribbled to the sideline and let them trap us a couple times. We didn't make ourselves available when our guy went and trapped. They kind of sped us up a little bit, and we turned it over. And it's kind of hard to stop 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s, which they had a lot of when they made their run to take the lead.
Scott and I were talking as we came out of the break at half. You have the 3-point lead, and Carterville historically this year has been strong in the third for the first 6 minutes. Is that right? The first 5 minutes of the third, you were. And you get the nice assist from Blake Jackson to Taylor Heil. He gets the dunk. Carterville has a 4-point lead. And then it's like the Panthers, they turned a switch on, and that was the end of the game right there.
Well, and what we've talked about for 6 days, I guess, is you can't take a break. You can't never take a break offensively because their pressure is going to keep coming. And you can't take a break defensively because as soon as you take a break defensively, they're going to get you. They're going to back cut you. You're going to make a mistake. They're going to get an open jumper. You've got to be so fundamentally sound all the time that if you make a mistake, they're going to get you. And I thought for the first half, our mistakes were few and far between. I thought we did a very good job. I thought we were locked in. We didn't let their pressure bother us as much. Then we get in the second half, and we're up 7. And then I don't know that they put any more pressure on us, but we didn't handle it as well for sure.
Coach, in the second quarters when things really took off for you offensively, when you had Ford and Highlander at the same time, the dynamic duo, like I like to call them, Pinckneyville really didn't have an answer, especially for Ford. With his size and strength, he was able to get the ball in the low block, turn and score at will, got fouled a couple of times. And that was when your team, I thought, really stepped up and took charge of this game. And then in the second half, it seemed like there were times where it was just hard, whether it be because of good defense by Pinckneyville or just the inability to look to the inside, that it was just tough to get the ball into those guys.
Yeah, our wings did not do a very good job of stepping off to get open. They were trying to run in a straight line. Well, you're pretty easy to guard if you're just going to run in a straight line. We did a poor job of stepping off and making ourselves available to get that first pass. We've got to be able to get it entered, whether we're running, whatever we're running. You've got to be able to make that first pass to initiate your offense, and that's where it causes the problem. It's we couldn't. They were heating Beasley up, which we expected, and for the most part he was fine. But our wings, we could never go get a step off and catch to where they had to worry about our big guys in the second half. And we got it. I think we had there for the last, felt like 12 minutes of the game, we scored 6 points.
Yeah. 2 free throws in the fourth.
Yeah. We scored 10 for the second half. But a lot of it was just not being able to make that first pass to get our offense initiated, where they had to worry about guarding our big guys, and they're going to play behind. And we worked a lot this week of getting it in there, and our big guys going to score right away, and not dribbling and not making moves, just catching it. We knew we had a size advantage, just catch it and go score over the top of them, and we weren't able to get it in there.
You had a couple of your players, Blake Jackson, for instance, just could never really get it going offensively tonight. Had an effort, got into some foul trouble, but he just couldn't get going offensively, and that hurts when he's not putting the ball in the hole.
No question, and he had a tough assignment. He drew the assignment of guarding Josel, and they do such a good job of their motion, of their in constant movement, their in constant motion. So he never got to take a break defensively. So now you turn it on the other end, and now we're asking him to run off screens and get shots and make shots or make plays on that end as well. And there's just it's very, very difficult. And I thought he did a very good job on Josel. I thought we did a very good job in the half court defense, making him score against it. Their run was all run outs. It was all point blank layups, or it was 2-on-1s or 3-on-1s. That's where they got us. And we have to. We've got 6 weeks till we play them again, and we got to figure out how we can
beat them at home. On their home floor.
And figure out how to where we are and where they are at, and close that gap. And it's got to be a daily thing. It can't be wait till the last week and kind of close the gap. We've got to make improvements starting tomorrow as we prepare for El Dorado, and it's our path doesn't get any easier.
Coach, talk about El Dorado. In a game like this, from a mental standpoint, is it easier to get ready for a tough team like El Dorado when you lose by 25, as opposed to, let's say, Pinckneyville hits a last-second runner in the lane? From a mental aspect, does it make it a little bit easier to prepare for El Dorado as far as your team?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know that. I think that comes from each person. I think each person is going to handle that a little bit differently. To me, even when I played, a loss is a loss. It didn't matter if it was by 1 or by 80. You got beat, and it's you did something or didn't do something well enough to find a way to win. And now we got a short turnaround. We'll come back tomorrow afternoon and get a little practice in and preparation for El Dorado, and they're really good. I had a chance to see them last night, and they're big and strong and physical. And again, if we don't match their intensity for 32 minutes. Then we'll be in trouble. And I thought for 16 minutes, the first half, our mistakes were very, very few. But when you play very good teams, and we're going to play, 2, maybe 3 more teams this week that have won tournaments.
Yep.
El Dorado won their holiday tournament. Christopher won the Cessna holiday tournament. And then, if you get a chance, if you play Marion on Saturday night, they've already won a tournament as well.
Yep.
And Heron's been, they've been in the finals. They were in the finals at El Dorado. So, our next 4 games, that's going to be a challenge for us. And we've got to be mentally tough. And I think that's kind of where we lost it a little bit tonight. We answered their first run. They made a run in the second quarter, and we were able to answer that. But up 7 and they make a run, we couldn't make the answer to that one, and that's what got us.
Pinckneyville Panthers, a 58-33 win over the Carterville Lions. Coach Shane Hawkins, we'll talk to you Monday evening from the Midwinter Classic in West Frankfort.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Coach Shane Hawkins joining us here on our post-game show, our Joe's Lawn Care post-game show, where the Panthers once again have knocked off the Carterville Lions, a 25-point win, 58-33. Put a wrap on this, Scott Hudson.
Well, we came in tonight knowing that one team was going to leave tonight with the sole possession of first place, and it's the Pinckneyville Panthers. A dominating performance from about the 3-minute mark of the third quarter on. They showed why they've only got one loss this year. They showed why they came back from 9 points down in the fourth quarter of their own tournament to beat a Benton team that at that point hadn't lost a game. This is a very good Pinckneyville team. I do not think Pinckneyville's 25 points better than Carterville. If these two teams played again, I would not expect that. But it is what it is tonight. As Coach Hawkins said, short time to turn around. You got El Dorado, another ranked team in state in 2A on Monday night. As Coach Hawkins said, they're big and physical. Carterville can be physical on the inside. It should be a heck of a game. Looking forward to it.
El Dorado, the number 6 team in Class 2A, and so it's going to be a dandy ball game. 7 o'clock is the tip-off. 6:45 will be our pregame show here on News Radio WJPF. We'll have it on our YouTube channel as well, where you can watch and listen to the game. Again, the Pinckneyville Panthers, a 25-point win over the Lions. The Panthers now in first place. Grant Jostle, the Panthers, our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. For our producer engineer Robert Teese back at the station, thank you, sir, for your fine job. For my partner Scott Hudson, for Amy on the video on our YouTube channel, and to you, thank you so much for tuning in to Lions basketball. 58-33 the final. The Panthers over your Lions. We'll talk to you Monday night from West Frankfort in the Midwinter Classic. Thank you for listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF.